Welcome to this technical preview on virtual volumes. To begin, the first step is to add what we call a storage provider for the vSphere API. This allows communication between our vCenter server and our storage. Once we have discovered the storage provider, we next do a rescan. And there we go. So now that our storage provider has been successfully added, the next step we're going to do is look at what we call or PE, or protocol endpoints. These are deplexing I/O devices which allow our ESX hosts to communicate directly with the VMDKs on our storage system. So now that we have communication with the protocol endpoints and the out-of-band communication through the storage provider, the next step is to discover our virtual volume data stores. So here we're going through a step of building a vVol data store on a storage container, and the storage containers available to us are called Coke and Pepsi. And in this case we're going to build a vVol data store called Coke DS on the Coke storage container. And that's pretty much it. And you can see the type of that Coke DS data store is of type vVol, short for virtual volume. And just a quick look at that particular device. Now this is just a pseudo array that we're using for the purposes of this demo. You can see that it's quite small, and also we have our protocol endpoints through iSCSI as well. So now what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we will create a storage profile. And the storage profile is going to use some of the capabilities that are being surfaced up about our storage container. We're just going to call it golden profile, and the vendor in this case is our pseudo storage array, which we're selecting here. And the only capability that we are going to add to our profile is the snapshot capability. So for this particular profile, when we use it, we are only going to show compatible data stores if they support snapshotting. And as we can see, our virtual volume Coke DS, which we built earlier, is indeed capable of doing snapshots. So the profile is created. We'll now go ahead and we'll just provision a virtual machine and use that particular profile that we just created to select a vVol data store. So the steps here are pretty much the same as any provisioning of a virtual machine, except at this point where we have storage profiles. We can see them selected there, but now we'll pick our golden profile, and then that will separate out our data stores into compatible or incompatible. And as we can see, Coke DS is the virtual volume that is compatible with the golden profile, which has selected create snapshots or snapshot capabilities. So we complete the creation of our virtual machine. VM is now created. Let's go ahead and take a snapshot of that VM. So we just do an initial snapshot. That's now created. So let's go and have a look at the contents now of that particular virtual volume or vVol. And what we can see here is that we do indeed have our demo VM folder, and in there we have the files that make up not just the virtual machine itself, but also the snapshot that we created earlier. So we just delete the snapshot now. It just works just the same way as snapshot functionality on standard VMFS or NFS. And with the snapshot now deleted, we'll just migrate this virtual machine from the vVol data store to a VMFS data store. So we're just going to move it to a local VMFS data store 1, and that completes the demo.